This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently. That's okay. Things are gonna be okay.
Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today's video we're headed to the world of angry action RPG communities. Yes, that is correct. This is the first time that I can remember where the three biggest ARPGs, Last Epoch, Diablo 4, and Path of Exile 2, are all simultaneously burning down at the same time. And obviously I'm being a little hyperbolic. When I mean burning down, I mean Reddit, on socials, videos, content creators. People just aren't very happy right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the TLDR on what is happening in these three games. And then I'm going to tell you why I think that is happening. And just know this is just my opinion. So no reason to get upset. I'm just going to let you know what's going on. And we're going to go in chronological order for when the news broke. So lucky for me, we get to start in Last Epoch. Now, for Last Epoch, we got to go back almost 8 years. It's going to be about 7.5 years to the Last Epoch's Kickstarter. Yes, this Kickstarter launched in 2018. That is how long this game has been in development. And I know a lot of people feel that it is still not done. Now, flashbang warning. Are you ready? Flashbang, here it comes. Bam. Whew. And on this Kickstarter, you have the pay model. And right here, you will see that this one-time payment will be all that player will have to spend to complete Last Epoch's experience and be on the same footing as other players. In their original Kickstarter in 2018, 11th Hour Games said that you'll never have to pay for any future content. Now, as you know, 9 days ago, Judd, game director, person that created Last Epoch, put out this post. They talked about how the expansion is going to be free, so it's not going to split the player base, and you won't have to purchase anything. Talked about AI, roadmaps, kind of. But in this post, they put right here, we're calling this new category Paradox Classes, and the first one will debut alongside the up-and-coming expansion as paid DLC for players who want to explore the new play styles. And basically, the community feels lied to. Hey, in 2018, you said we will never have to spend any money. You're going back on your word, and now we have paid DLCs. So because of this, Last Epoch, I mean, if you go to their Reddit, well, they got ripped. The roadmap was terrible. They deserve to get ripped for that. But having a game with paid classes, supporter packs, and paid expansions is insane in its current state. The expansions will not be paid. But nevertheless, because of this, Last Epoch has gone overwhelmingly negative at 19%. They have been review bombed because the community feels like they were lied to, which in this case, you know, 11th Hour Games made that statement. Krafton never made that statement. Krafton is now the parent company that has purchased DHG, but we're not going to go into all of that. Yeah, they're burning down right now. So that is what's happening with Last Epoch. Now we're going to move on to Diablo 4. Now, as we know, Diablo 4 has had tons of problems in the past when it comes to marketing, and lately they've been gearing up for their new Season 11. This is Divine Intervention, where a lot of people were expecting the Tower. This is the new leaderboards feature that people have been waiting for a long time. This is what was in the PTR, and we had a watch party watching the campfire, going through everything, and then towards the end of the campfire, what do they say? Oh, by the way, the Tower is delayed. It'll be coming in 2026. We don't want to drop it half-baked, so basically the Tower's not coming yet. And a lot of people are waiting for skill tree updates. They are waiting for new end game that they can chew on. They're waiting for updated itemization, and they're waiting for the Tower. And of course, so then you got the articles. The Tower is not available at launch for Diablo 4 Season 11. Season 11 is almost here, but Diablo 4 fans have to wait even longer than expected for the long-awaited feature. Well, the Tower isn't ready yet. Diablo 4 leaderboards delayed to 2026. So a lot of people are unhappy that this feature is not coming. Now, last but not least, we have to move on to Path of Exile. Now, Path of Exile, we just watched The Last Druid stream, and this one is pretty interesting. This one is really interesting. Now, as you guys know, Path of Exile 2 had a huge early access launch. Then they had Dawn of the Hunt 0.2, where they got review bombed, kind of like Last Epoch is getting right now. Then they came back with the third edict that most people loved. And now we've got this huge update with the last Druid. The Druid is finally here. And you got tons of content creators and people saying that this is going to be potentially one of the biggest updates ever coming to the ARPG genre. So we're watching the live stream, GGG's expert marketers, and lo and behold, they announced there is no end game updates coming. Now, this is supposed to be the Druid update and the end game update. And the big thing is that another 4 months and no end game update. Now, they did talk about in the interview with Ziggy D that they want the end game to be right. There is changes coming, but they just don't want to put it in, just like the tower with Diablo 4 when it's not finished. Well, holy smokes. So end game is barely changed. Pack size reduction was a not unnecessary change. They're also reducing pack size. Who the hell keeps asking for less pack size? This one's funny. How recent ARPG discussions feel? I have the worst ARPG in the market. D4. No. PoE 1 is the worst. Have you seen PoE 2? They are the worst. Nope. Last Epoch is 100 times worse. And what's funny is that if you actually read this Reddit post, people are arguing about which is the worst, which is just kind of bringing this meme to life. It is pretty funny. And then I saw this post, developing 2 games is just too much for GGG. So in this post, they're talking about how PoE 1 with their last Keepers of the Flame league, it was kind of underwhelming. And now this league feels underwhelming, and trying to balance basically every 2 months getting a new PoE league, whether it's PoE 1 or 2, is just too much. How can any game studio balance that? So ultimately, Last Epoch, Diablo 4, and Path of Exile 2, all within the last 9 days, have showed off what is going on with their studio and the future. And simultaneously across all their socials, they are currently burning. And I'm going to talk about why I think that is. Now, the first thing I want to point out is the kind of no duh. Yeah, of course. Tale as old as time, and that is overpromise and underdeliver. I think right now with all these different game studios trying to get our attention and buy their supporter packs and maintain their player base, they are trying to build hype. They're leaking info. They're doing all this announcement of the announcement. You've got content creators saying, oh, I think this is going to happen, or I'm so excited for this. And the hype just builds. We think something's coming, and then, it just, and then it doesn't happen. In the case of Last Epoch, we waited 6 or 7 weeks for the highly anticipated roadmap that they kept teasing and saying was coming soon, to then arguably get the worst roadmap. It's not even a roadmap, but the worst roadmap maybe I've ever seen in content creation. And everybody's super disappointed. We all waited for the tower. We're not getting the tower. This was literally supposed to be the Druid endgame update, and we didn't get it. Overpromise, underdeliver. The next thing I want to talk about is the community, the gamers, myself, the people that are engaging with this content, okay? And don't get upset. Follow me down the rabbit hole for a second. Now, back in the day when we played Diablo 2, we would run the campaign over and over again. We'd do Mephisto runs. We'd do cow level runs. We would literally go hostile and run outside of town and do some PvP. We would have fun in different ways. Nowadays, action RPGs are not played that way. I need the fastest leveling build I can to skip the content, or go into Hell Tides, or just use a movement skill to get through it as fast as possible and try and memorize where the doors are. Now that I've hit end game, I need the S tier broken build to kill the end game and the maps as fast as humanly possible, clear the pit, get through the monolith, kill Uber Avi, and I want to do that as fast as possible. And then since I've skipped the campaign and I've skipped the end game and I'm using the bugged broken build, I'm now going to go complain that this game has no content. I'm bored. This game isn't holding my attention. We play these games with a crazy expectation. I do not envy Last Epoch, Blizzard Entertainment, Grinding Gear Games at all for what they have to deal with as far as our expectation. We expect almost a brand new game with all this content that hopefully we can skip every single time we have a new season or league. So I think our expectation of what they want or what we want from them is a little too high. Now, I probably should have mentioned this earlier in the video, but I follow, play, and cover all of these games. Dragonkin, Torchlight, Titan Quest, PoE, Grim Dawn, Last Epoch, Diablo. I have been covering and following this genre for years. And now the question is, how do we fix it? How do we take care of this problem? And I do have a thought. Now, I said this at the beginning of the video, and I'm going to say it again right now. These are just my opinions. You go ahead and roast me in the comment sections, if you will. Just giving you the TLDR. Now, this is my thought. 4-month seasons, it's too quick. It's too much of a turnaround time for the studios. They cannot hit their deadlines. These live service games are way harder to make than probably we think. And it seems like more often than not now, they're just not getting it done. My solution is, one, I think they need to communicate more so they're not dropping on top of each other. Literally, Diablo 4 and PoE 2 are launching their seasons 14 hours apart. But I think we should move the standard in the industry to 6-month seasons. I think we should get 2 seasons a year from these live service games. I'm sorry, and in PoE, 2 leagues a year. Within 6 months instead of 4 months, that gives them more development time. That's more polish. That's bigger updates. That's more time to develop. And again, in a world where we've got Titan Quest 2, Torchlight, PoE 1, PoE 2, Diablo 3, Diablo 4, Dragonkin, Last Epoch, and that doesn't even include all the AAA titles when we get like a Space Marine or an Elden Ring. Like, there is so many games out there that I don't know if we need the live service every 4 months. So by moving it to 6 months, the updates will be better. They'll be able to hit their expectations. It's not going to be as hard on the studio. And then we'll get these big, beefy updates. I think 6 months is the key. And if you want to take that one step further, if it's possible, it is a 6-month league or season with a mid-cycle refresh every time at 3 months, where they add a couple uniques, they put in a mini event or something like that. So for the people that are really grinding out these leagues, you'll have something to come back to halfway through the league or season. I think that's the solution. I've already pitched that to Last Epoch, that I think they should move to 6-month leagues, because that way it's going to be easier to time with all the competition. And again, they will hit their goals on what they are trying to put out there. But yeah, that's the video. Right now, all 3 games are burning. I want to know your opinion in the comments section. Is this overblown? Last Epoch's cooked. They're all cooked. Or is everything fine? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please like, share, and subscribe if you think I've earned it. Don't forget to check out my new website, actionrpg.com. We got leveling guides, build guides, tips and tricks. I know it's funny talking about it now. Event calendar, news, new writers coming on. The website looks really good. Don't forget to join the Discord, over 5,000 members. Currently giving away an Action RPG hat. We do movie nights, game nights. Awesome place to hang out. I'm done. Hopefully everything's going to be okay. Hopefully you're entertained or at least learn something. Aaron, out.